Welcome to ISE 2022 in beautiful Barcelona, Spain. This is Rich Fregosa for AVNation.tv, and I'm here with Eric Farkas, who is the AV Product Manager for Blackbox, right?
Right.
Great. Well, welcome, Eric.
Thanks for having me.
So before we started, I've been having a chat with everybody. This has been almost a year and a half, sometimes more, for a couple of people before we've actually been able to see each other face to face and doing interviews other than something on Zoom or remotely. How does it feel to be back?
It's exciting. It's exhausting, but it's exciting. It's great to see old friends, old customers, old colleagues. It's just great to walk up and down the aisle and have people holler your name and be like, wow, it's been 2 years since I saw you, or 3 years since I saw you, and catch up a little bit. So just phenomenal.
And it's pretty amazing to think that, although we're dealing with technology and things that are supposed to make us at times more distant and the flexibility of it, nothing beats actually being together in that same room for a while. So
No, exactly.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, Blackbox is here. You're obviously in Barcelona, you're exhibiting. You have your booth downstairs. Tell us a little bit about what's going on with Blackbox. I know that there's some announcements, some product changes, some upgrades. Walk us through, if people walk into your booth, what they're going to see.
Well, sure. We're always moving and changing, right? It's technology, so it changes constantly. But the really cool thing about the booth this year is it doesn't look like a traditional booth. It actually looks kind of like a sports bar, and nice round table, lots of stools and stuff. The technology's kind of dampened to the background, and we like that idea because it makes people come in, sit down, have a conversation, ask questions. What we're focused on from a technology perspective is our AV over IP system. So we call that MCX in Blackbox language. And it does 4K video over 10 gig Ethernet, low latency, really great product. We launched last year technically with the product, but it's still new to us, it's still new to our customers. Got a lot of great features. It's an upgrade, it's a second generation product. So the first generation didn't have features like HDMI loop out, it didn't have features like powered over Ethernet. So these are all great things our customers ask for. Along with that, we're showcasing our Radiant Flex. This is our software-based video wall system. So, hardware agnostic, which is really nice for customers that have SLAs with, the HPs, the Dells of the world. Want to control their own destiny, control their own hardware, and ultimately control their cost, right? So this helps them out a lot. Very flexible, used in a lot of emergency response centers, command and control centers. It's a real-time video wall, so it's not something you just plug in, set it, forget it, creating impact, like retail often does, or quick serve restaurant. This is more of a, emergency response, command and control, operations center, anything like that.
Well, I mean, Blackbox is just such a legacy and DNA of being kind of the Swiss Army knife for the integrator community for years and years and years. And so the technology has moved forward. I remember the original, keyboard switches and,
Sure.
and devices changing serial commands and serial expanders. You're in a unique position to be able to see how Blackbox has evolved. What are kind of your feelings of seeing as we're moving into a obviously you guys were the original Blackboxes in a lot of instances.
Exactly.
When you needed one. As we're melding those together, and we're moving into a hybrid world and a software and hardware world. You've obviously made a transition, but how do you feel about seeing that transition over that past 25 years really?
I compare it a lot to voice, right? 15 years ago, we started talking about, or maybe it was a little bit longer than that now, we started talking about voice and data existing on the same network, and everything was going to be over IP and digitized, right? And yeah, sure, the first couple versions of it didn't work so well and sounded a little awful and stuff, but years down the road, now everything we talk about, right, is over IP. Our voice is packetized everywhere. And video is no different. It was different. It still is a little bit different, but it's going to exist. It's going to converge onto the network where it hasn't already. And it's a very exciting place to be because as it converges on the network, we get really cool things like who doesn't watch Netflix these days? Who doesn't watch Hulu or stream some kind of content, right? It's going to be the same, in retail environments when you can get, customized advertisement. It's going to be the same thing at the grocery store when you want nutritional information or more information on a product. It's going to be the same way at live events when you want player information. Like it's the information age. It's kind of a canned comment, right? A little bit passé, but It is, and you know, that content's going to be brought to you wherever you are, whether it's on your watch, whether it's on your phone, whether it's on a kiosk, and it's such an exciting place to be.
Well, great, and obviously you guys are well positioned to be able to do that. So if they can't make it to the show floor, but they want to find out more about what Blackbox is doing these days, how can they find you?
Blackbox.com.
You make it about as simple as possible.
Can't get any easier.
Well, great. Well, thanks for spending the time with us. Obviously, if you want to find out more about Blackbox, you can go ahead and visit them on their site. If you want more information about our other exhibitors, you can find it here on the AVNation website, on our Twitter feed as well. But for now, this is Rich Fregosa from AVNation.tv.